What cars do billionaires drive? For the world's wealthiest, material things are just a mere drop in the ocean of their vast oceans of wealth. While many of us are drowning in debts, bills, and mortgage repayments, these folks just purchase some of the most extravagant and lavish things imaginable outright. Be it fancy cars, houses, or precious art, they don't really have to think twice before buying. In this video, we're going to tell you in detail about what cars do billionaires drive. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for notifications. Let's begin. If you had all the money in the world, exactly what kind of car would you buy? Could it be a Rolls-Royce worth $3 million? Or maybe a Lamborghini Aventador SVJ worth $574,000? Well, you'll be surprised to know that while some billionaires spend a lot on cars, some actually go the frugal route and have more modest means of transport. Jeff Bezos. Soon to be former Amazon CEO and founder, Jeff Bezos is one of the richest men on the planet, worth more than $114 billion. But despite his vast amounts of wealth, a younger Bezos still drove a 1996 Honda Accord for the longest amount of time. When asked about the choice of his vehicle, he just simply said that this is a perfectly good car. The sale price for the car back in 1996 was around $18,000, but in recent times, Bezos has started to splash the cash on cars recently. He owns a Ferrari Pininfarina Sergio, which is worth $3 million. Also, he has a Bugatti Veyron Mansory and a W Motors Lycon Hypersport worth $3.4 million and $4 million respectively. Dustin Moskovitz. The Facebook and Asana co-founder Dustin Moskovitz has a net worth of around $14 billion. Despite his vast stake in Facebook, Dustin has also stayed pretty frugal compared to other billionaires. A 2011 news story on him revealed that he owned and drove a Volkswagen R32 during those years. Just thinking about a billionaire driving around in a little hatchback is honestly funny to think about. His private life is fairly guarded, so we do not know if, like Jeff Bezos, he has started to spend more money on his cars, but we doubt it. Jack Ma. Jack Ma, the Chinese entrepreneur and co-founder of the e-commerce and tech conglomerate Alibaba Group, has been one of the richest men on the planet. The China-based group's IPO was the biggest public stock offering in the world at the time, raising around $25 billion. With a net worth of $38 billion, you would imagine that he would be driving around in the fanciest of vehicles. But back in 2018, he was seen driving a Rowe RX-5 SUV. Being a practical company man through and through, it's assumed that he was only driving that car to boost company sales. The RX-5's infotainment system is powered by Alibaba's Yun OS operating system. Larry Page. The CEO of Alphabet and the co-founder of Google, Larry Page sits comfortably around the 8th spot on the world's richest people list. Although he has an annual salary of $1, his net worth is around $54 billion. Larry still drives around in an environmentally friendly Toyota Prius with a base price of $24,000. Warren Buffett. Perhaps the most frugal of all the billionaires, Warren Buffett, or the Oracle of Omaha, is certainly one of a kind. The billionaire CEO of Berkshire Hathaway has pledged to donate 99% of his net worth during his lifetime. Buffett drives around in a 2014 Cadillac XTS, and before his 2014 Caddy, he owned a 2006 Cadillac DTS. Certainly the man loves him a Cadillac. He once said to Forbes that he only drove about 3,000 miles a year, so he would not be buying a new car anytime soon. Even this new car that he got was only bought because he was convinced by his daughter to upgrade. Elon Musk. Real-life Tony Stark and the billionaire owner and CEO of Tesla and SpaceX is known to drive and ride around in his own company's cars. Musk famously became the world's richest man in 2020, and this was all due to the unexpectedly good performance of Tesla in the stock market. That is why Musk keeps driving around in Tesla cars to generate buzz and interest. He once famously swapped places with the first person to place an order for the Tesla Model 3. He even launched his own first-generation Tesla Roadster into space. Steve Ballmer. Steve Ballmer is the former owner and CEO of Microsoft and current owner of the Los Angeles Clippers. His net worth exceeds $51 billion. Ford president and CEO Alan Mulally once personally delivered Ballmer his own Ford Fusion Hybrid in 2009. Ballmer has always been a very loyal Ford customer because his father had been a longtime Ford employee based in Detroit. The selling price of a Fusion hybrid at that time was $20,000. Alice Walton. Alice Walton is one of the heirs to the gigantic Walmart fortune and is the second wealthiest woman in the world. Instead of working for Walmart like her two brothers do, Walton decided to become a professional art curator. She reportedly has an art collection worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Walton spent part of her astounding $51 billion on a 2006 Ford F-150 King Ranch pickup truck. The price for that truck was $41,000 at the time. Bill Gates. The founder of Microsoft has a net worth of $104 billion, which allows him to own several luxurious and fancy cars. He has the 1988 Porsche 959. He's a gearhead, and even supported the passage of the show and display law that allowed him to take possession of the 959 after it was imported to the US. The 959 debuted in 1988 at a price of $300,000 and was once the fastest car in the world. It's still considered to be a very powerful yet classy car. He once went on Ellen and confided that the best car he had ever owned was a classic 1979 Porsche 911 Carrera that he bought as soon as he founded Microsoft. His everyday car is a 2008 Ford Focus, which sat in the same garage as his other classier Porsches. Mark Zuckerberg. The Facebook founder purchased a Pagani Huayra back in 2014, although he has owned an Acura TSX, a Honda Fit, and a Volkswagen Golf GTI. The selling price for the 2014 Pagani was around $1.4 million. Not the biggest outlay for a man worth upwards of $75 billion, though. Travis Kalanick. The founder and CEO of Uber, Travis Kalanick, has a net worth of more than $6.3 billion. But he has certainly found a way to one-up every other person on this list with his frugality. How much does his car cost? Well, the answer is $0, since he does not own a car at all. He simply gets around using his own company app. Well, this makes a lot of sense if you think about it. There is literally no better way to know your product than by using it yourself for an extensive amount of time. So, to wrap it all up, even though these people are one of the richest folks on the planet, they do not spend so lavishly on their cars. It might be a bit surprising, but it does make sense if you think about how these guys became so rich in the first place. Being frugal and getting used to spending less on luxury is a surefire way to increase your wealth. That's a wrap for our video on what kind of cars do billionaires drive. So, what do you think? Which one impressed you the most? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for videos like this. See you in the next one. Hey, if you enjoyed our video, you just have to watch this one.